Beneath the watch, it doesn't trust you. Will my fathers want to be passive? On a lamb shot to survive. He's not beneath the sky. In a place where I can't hide. Troubles our lives will sound to discover what we will find the truth. What we will know the combat that can in control. As through his cross and just the soul. We're lost in the body, forever what's that born. The militant arrives, and certainly that's what makes us strong. The ocean's collies whispering an ancient melodies that sets our spirits free into the abyss. We'll dive, explore and fly. That's not the right. Trust us what's right. But not back us alive. The ocean's calling us. It whispers in the breeze. The natural melody talks us as paradise. The ocean's calling is whispering in the breeze. The natural melody talks us our spirits free into the abyss. Dark light comes around. Dive in the truth, Messiah. Take the control, Pariah. Dive in the truth, Messiah. Take control, Pariah. The ocean's calling us into the abyss. We're gonna tap it out, and we're gonna tap the control. The ocean's calling us, an ocean melody that sets our spirits free into the abyss.
Your breath is floating in the cold. I'm burning through initiating.
You took everything, now you're walking away. This time I think I'm done. We're giving up. They thought inside of my mind make me feel like I should die. I'm so broken beyond comprehension. There seems to be no escape. I live a life full of hate. I'm so tired of being forgotten. I waited for you when you put me through all the pain inside your mind. I'm giving up. You took everything, now you're walking away. This time I think I'm done. We're giving up. I'm broken. I'm broken. I'm broken. I'm broken. I waited for you when you put me through all the pain inside your mind. You took everything, now you're walking away. This time I think I'm done. We're giving up.
All right, everyone, give me a second here. I'm still learning this new platform here, but feels like it's been forever. But happy Merry Hump Day. It's time for season 3 of Banger Wednesday. So very glad to get you guys all back on here. And real quick, let me take a few minutes and explain some of the changes some of you may have noticed or maybe not noticed. We're using this new platform, which is allowing us, hopefully, to be live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at once. So hi, everyone on those platforms. And we're also going to be able to release all these episodes as audio podcasts because of this platform. So a ton of cool things going on. We're still getting some bugs worked out. And we still got to push all these new platforms and get more listeners on those platforms, but we're taking all that in. And obviously, you know, there's a new location for me that I'm streaming from. So ton of great things. That's why we had to take such a long time out to get everything going. But all great things. It's allowing us to do a lot of cool things for these bands. And you know what? That's a good segue. One of the cool things is we're going to start bringing in some guest hosts as well. And this is news for Bo and Dom too. There's obviously there's a lot of shows out there that like to do music and whatnot, and all have their different little niches that they do. So I reached out to a few of them, and I got a few of those hosts from those shows that are going to hop on and help Bo, Dom, and myself with listening to these tracks and talking with you guys. We're getting those guys scheduled in, so it's going to be a cool thing. We're going to try and branch out as much as possible. But you know what? Enough talk. Let me get straight into intros. So joining me tonight, I got my boy Bo, guitarist from the band Elijah, resident gear guru, and also we have Dom, vocalist from the band Distance is Dead and TikTok content creator. And for those of you that don't know me or don't recognize me, if you've been on the show before, I'm Forge. I used to look like that, but we hung that up. That mask is for my band Forged by Titans, and obviously I'm the creator of Banger Wednesday. So with that said, I also off screen I have Jen Renee 1110. She's kind of helping me work out some of these bugs. She's monitoring some of the platforms for me, so shout out to her for helping out. And I got two great bands here with me, Pathologic and Sanctuaries. So one more quick plug. Coming into the show, for those that are new, the songs we listened to coming in were off of the official Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist, and that's where all the bands on the show tonight will land and where all previous bands on the show have been. We're starting to creep up on that 100 band mark, so if you can, take the time to go find that Spotify playlist, add it, and listen to all these bands, because, again, all these bands are bands that were on the show, and we do this for them. And the best way you can support these bands is by going listen to them. And the Spotify playlist is there to help you find them and listen to all of them. Okay? So I talked a lot more than I normally do on an intro. But like I said, we have a lot of really cool things going on, and I wanted to share it all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just hop into the first band. And in no random order, we're going to go with Sanctuaries first. And I got Zach, Mikey, Sean, and Chris. So why don't you guys go ahead and unmute, tell us a little bit about the band and the track you sent us. If these guys sent us a YouTube video. So just give us a little bit to chew on, and we'll check that track out. Okay, guys?
Yeah, so we're Sanctuaries. We're a metalcore band from Baltimore. We kind of like genre blend everything together. We all come from like different backgrounds. We all like different stuff. The song, that's what I call Yikes. Lyrically, when I wrote it, it's just about life and how much it really sucks sometimes, and just dealing with it and rolling with the punches. So
Amen, amen, amen. I hear that. All right, guys. So these guys sent me over this track, and so give me a second. Like I said, this is a new platform, so let me get this screen up for us real quick, and we will check out this track from Sanctuaries. We should be seeing that right now. Yep, here we go. Bo Dom, just do me a favor, ring me if for whatever reason this track's not coming through properly, and I will adjust. So here we go, guys. This is Sanctuaries. Now that's what I call Yikes.
Now here we go again. I hope you know you're the recipe to my disaster, and I just barely dodged the bullet. Things change, but you don't understand. I've got a fire inside, but that's just life. She's such a bitch inside of a clever disguise. Where's the second know you watch me play? Stay away from your mistakes, just to have them look like straight back at me. Put in me, little beautiful disaster. I'll chase anything you're putting after. I won't be shouldered again. I want you ruin my life. I want you better, my friends. This is where we say goodbye. Say hello again, close your eyes, wave it up to the sky. Toxic words are straight.
Get away from me.
All again, you play. It's all a game, all a game, all a game. You play. Singing for the last time.
I'm tired of this and my conscience and hammer flashlights. Please open the door this time.
Now here we go again. All my life, I've been waiting for a sign to bring me back to rise. Yet you try to hold me down again and again. I won't be subjugated by the bullshit games you've demonstrated. I've been waiting all my life to rise again, to rise again. I was stuck inside this moment. I think my heart's been broken. My life is turning to blazing fire. Destroy the toxic remains. No good comes without bloodstains. This is your moment. It can take you higher. This is not what I came for. All my life, I've been waiting for a sign that was never coming. Motherfucker, wanna take my shine? You smile and not just that's what to say in your eyes.
I will go where you pass me by. We all know it's just a lie.
I walked away. You passed me by. I was stuck inside this moment. I think my heart's been broken. My life is turning to a blazing fire. Destroy the toxic remains. No good comes without bloodstains. This is your moment. It can take you higher. Fuck it.
So here we go again.
I want you better me down again and again and again. But I can't promise you.
This is the end.
All right. So real quick, let me talk about Riverside, this new format we're using here. So I got people hitting me up in messages right now saying we're getting a little bit of pixelation and maybe some glitching. So first off, let me apologize for that. Like I said, we got some kinks working out. But good news is that everything is being recorded in pristine condition on my end. So don't fret. I have pristine recordings on everything, and I will post them all after the show and re-upload over the live if I need to, so don't stress that. And if you guys feel like getting technical, part of the reason it's doing that is because Riverside has this cool feature that is pushing to get high quality audio and video from everyone that's on the show right now. And sometimes things just don't jive between all the computers involved, and it's causing that little hiccup there. But we are working on it, but don't fret. It is going to come in clear after the show, okay? So with that said, I'm not going to say anything, actually. We're going to go ahead and go straight to Dom. I want Dom to go ahead and put his 2 cents on this song. Go ahead, Dom, take it away.
Yeah, can everyone hear me pretty well? All right. Awesome song, guys. Holy cow. Yeah, you guys, when you guys came in and said, we're a metalcore band, we're kind of like dabbling in everything with genres, for mixing genres. Yeah, no, definitely. That was freaking sick. The beginning gave me, like, I don't know, the intro was crazy unique. It was distinctive throughout the entire song. And then when you guys came into the screaming vocals, dude, you guys tore it up. That was really freaking sick. I guess first question I'm going to kind of jump in with before I maybe get specific with the vocalists is, like, how did you guys all come together?
So actually, me and the guitar player who does most of the singing, I do like 90% of the screaming, like 20% of the singing, and vice versa for him. I've actually known Kylan for 10 years, so we've been in and out of bands together for a while, so we kind of just like have that, I guess, camaraderie, you know what I mean? Like, we just know, like, we kind of, like, I'll do something in the booth, and then he'll immediately just be like, oh, I know exactly what to do. And he'll go in and do that. And that song kind of, like, plays off of that strength, I think, because we go back and forth a lot in that song. There's a lot of trading off in it. It's definitely, like, one of our more high-energy songs, so, yeah.
Yeah, awesome, man. I think that's, especially, I don't know, just starting out, it can be really, really hard to find, like, that camaraderie that you have with bandmates. And honestly, that can make the biggest difference if you guys all click together. And that sounds awesome. Got some talent, just go in and just nail it. So awesome. I guess walk me through some of your guys' influences.
Honestly, for me, most of my influences are like early to like mid 90s hip hop and hardcore. Like, I'm hardcore, like, to a T. A lot of old school hardcore though, like SSD Control, Operation Ivy, stuff like that. So lyrically, when I write, I don't like have like an idea when I write lyrically. I kind of like let the music tell me what I write, but I kind of like want to make it thought provoking and like to the point. Like, I really take a lot of inspiration from Keith Buckley from Every Time I Die. Like, that's been my favorite band since I've been going to shows. I think I've seen him live like 35 times. So like I definitely look up to that guy. Like, I was in a band once where like we just carbon copy them, like flannel shirts, all that. So it was definitely like big lyrical inspiration for me.
Yeah, hell yeah. So I mean, walk through with the lyrical inspiration. I know you said it was kind of like life kind of sucks. Is there any like distinctive experiences you guys as a band or you personally kind of were going through that kind of helped form the song?
So yeah, when we wrote that song, Kylan's house had just burnt down. So
Oh yeah.
so it's kind of like poetic, right? Like, we were like, oh man, the house just burnt down. Let's write a song about how shitty life can be. And that's kind of like, that's kind of where that's where the song came from. We literally wrote that song like a day or two after the house burnt down.
Damn. Okay, yeah, life can suck. Holy cow, dude. Any music instruments or anything like recording equipment or anything like that?
We lost like actually, yeah, we lost a few guitars, some recording microphones,
guitars,
a couple
yeah.
cabs. Yeah, so. But again, like the house, like they lost the whole house though, so it's not just like, you know, like music gear. Like, they lost like a place to live and stuff like that too. Like, it was gnarly.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry. Jeez. Yeah, if you guys can hear my cat in the background too, I'm sorry about that. She's kind of going crazy. Yeah, is she going crazy?
Yeah, that's what I'm cracking up about over here.
Yeah, I'm so
that
sorry.
was Zach's cat.
Yeah, no, she's going crazy. But Oh, I can hear it. So, anyways, like, what kind of did you guys with this song? Was it in-house recording? Did you guys go to the studio?
No, so actually, like what it was is like I actually started as the bass player. Was what I started as, and then once I got into being the lead guitarist, Kylan was like, "Yo, we need to," because most of the songs were already like written when I joined, but we wanted one more song, so he's like, "Hey, yo, right, this is one last song." He had the idea of just having a, bam, 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 and I was like, "We can work with that. We can work with that," and we kind of just co-wrote that song together, kind of, and it kind of was just some random idea we threw together.
I think everything came together though when we went and actually recorded the music with Grant and Carson at Atrium Audio.
Yeah.
Like that's where we recorded this EP, and that's where like the music actually came together. Like we spent I think like 13 months writing this, and when we took it into the studio, they kind of like broke it down. They're like, hey, these are the good parts. These are the parts that are I kind of basic. Like if you just did this here, and it's like crazy like how much like a note change or like a pinch or something like changes the whole vibe of the song. And I think recording with them is really what made the music what it sounds like. Like I don't think it would have sounded this great if they didn't push us and they didn't like give their input. So definitely shout out to Atrium Audio.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody knows who they are. Like, but yeah, they're legit. They're amazing. Wouldn't recommend anybody else.
So real quick, Dom, this is something cool that we're gonna start doing in the new season. And what I want to do is I want to play another part in that track again. I want to play it back, so to speak, a little bit. I think I got it queued up to the spot I like, so I want to play it because you guys are talking about some of these things. I want to see if we hear some of those comments, so to speak, in this section of the track. So here we go. And I apologize in advance if some of you guys get the little glitching, but I promise on my end for the recording it will be good. So here we go. Let's see if this is the area I was looking for. All right, so I'm gonna stop it right there because so you guys were talking about how long you said it was to write this track.
This
maybe
track
the
actually
track
didn't take
itself.
that long.
I
Actually, yeah, this track didn't take that long to write because it was kind of like I think it maybe took like maybe a week to like I guess in terms of the demo process. Yeah, like it
I mean,
Okay.
also you got to keep in mind I came in real late on the drums,
oh yeah.
so
exactly,
like
yeah.
I had to
Mhm.
rewrite a whole bunch of stuff to that song and make my edits as we
yeah
went.
right before we went.
And
to
I was
studio.
even making edits while we were in the studio. And frankly, if I didn't do stuff like that, that song would not have turned out anywhere near what it did.
Right. Yeah. So again, I just wanted to play it back again for Dom and Bo just to kind of refresh their memories. And like I said, some of the stuff you guys were hitting on, I felt like that section kind of displayed some of those things you guys were commenting on. So go ahead, Dom. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I think for this show, like as we're moving forward in the new seasons, we had a lot more bands. So just for future reference, we're going to be going a lot deeper. And then we'll probably, now that we can do that, we're going to be like referencing back, well, hey, go play this part of the track, or just so we can get some stuff. So this is, I mean, I love it. But what was your time slot in the studio? Because I know you guys said that kind of like forced you guys to really like get in the creative process. Like how long from when you guys walked in the studio, how long did you guys have?
It was like a 9 to 4.
We had 10 days.
Oh, 10 days from 9 to 4 and 9 a.m. to 4. We were there like the whole for 10 days.
All right, and refreshment, is that just for this single, or is that for
that's for the
album release?
Yeah, that was for the whole EP.
Yeah, the whole EP.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and so I mean, is that something you guys think you guys are going to end up doing throughout the kind of moving forward? Did that like kind of the constrictiveness of kind of having a time slot where you're going in kind of with the demo pretty fresh, making edits, was that something you'd recommend to other bands?
It depends, right? Because like I said, like before we went into the studio, like we had been like working on this in it every day for like 12 or 13 months. So by the time we went in there, like we could play this stuff on our sleep, and the changes that they made like weren't crazy and stuff like that. And I get that like a lot of times, like once a band gets rolling, like you don't have. I mean, I don't want to say you don't have the time, right? But like it's harder to kind of like keep up that type of writing because like you got to feed the content beast, and so you know a lot of bands kind of do like kind of put themselves on time constraints. But like for me, like if you really want to put out a quality product for me, like I feel like like before you go into the studio, you should be so dialed in on this stuff that like you know it in your sleep, so that by the time you go in there, like the changes that they're making, like it just I don't know, like it just makes sense. Like maybe it's because we had sat on it for so long, and it was just like an unbiased ear, and not just people saying like, oh yeah, you know, it's been 13 months, like release it. And I think that's part of the reason why like we only spent 10 days. Like if we went in there and they were like, hey, like here's this like idea we have, like help us write it. Yeah, we probably would have been there a lot longer, but like we already had like a really solid foundation, and they kind of just like put the
sprinkles
like the fancy parts into it.
Yeah,
I always suggest demoing everything before you take it to a studio.
Yeah, it had like it was fully
another
done.
set of ears.
you guys brought in a scratch track, I'm assuming then.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Like we had like everything,
Yeah.
backtracks were on there, strings, anything we wanted on there was like on there already. And when we sent it to them, like, so yeah, we had it pretty well structured by the time we went to the actual studio part.
Hell yeah.
And that's not
real
to say
quick-
like everything was super successful. Like there was a couple songs that like we played for them. They're like, yeah, like listen, like
Yeah,
this is not gonna work. Like so.
Yeah, and just real quick, I want to chime this in real quick for anyone that's joining late. I got Sanctuaries in here. I got Zach, Mikey, Sean, and Chris. I think that's all the guys' names. And real quick, I do want to add, if you happen to be watching and on one of the platforms, but you want to hop onto Riverside, there's a cool feature in Riverside. You come in, you hit a button, and you can actually call into the show and talk to us and the bands. So if you feel like doing that and you're already in Riverside, just find that call in button, hit it. We'll pick up and let you guys speak here on the show. If you're on one of the other platforms, feel free to hop over to Riverside if you want to call in. And with that said, again, Dom, I'm just like buttoning in all your slot tonight, huh? So back to you, Dom.
Yeah, no, it's good because it's almost like a podcast format now, which is kind of I love it because we can get deep. But I guess just to branch off, like let's kind of get into some like I don't know, just some time frames and stuff for some bands who may be watching, or someone, you know, maybe indie artists or something who are kind of listening to this, because this is a pretty high quality product that you guys have put out, and the music video as well. Whoever was your music video guy did a really good job. Visuals were really nice. I mean, how long have you guys been together fully? And I know you just said the drummer came in pretty late, but walk us through that.
I'd say about fully maybe a year and a half. We've been playing a show together for a year, like at least a year and a half, I would say. So like our first show was January 7th, 6th, 7th of last year. Yeah, January 7th of last year was our first show, and I guess that's. But before that,
I think on the 15th, the 15th we're playing at Power Plant Live. It'll be a year anniversary of when we actually like released this EP. Mm-hmm. So like the EP's been out for like a year. We've been a band, like an active band, for like a year and some change.
Yeah.
And I jumped in about a month and a half, maybe 2 months after the EP released. So
for a long time our bass player was a computer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Awesome.
He actually has a laptop.
Yeah, but I'd say that's the ones that don't talk back. They just do what they're told, huh?
Yeah, one of the
videos. They have a video that like features our laptop.
Yeah, exactly. There's a laptop.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if the bass player was the guy that got beat up in the show. So.
Oh yeah,
no, that's like that's our homie. He's also like the merch guy. Like if you ever go to a show, like and you want to know the guy that gets killed in every Sanctuaries video because he does. That's him. That's Josh. Come say hi. Buy a T-shirt.
That's awesome.
Well, awesome guys. Well, yeah, I'll transition to Bo because I know he's got some questions too. I'll probably jump in and ask some more here and there. But
hell yeah.
Sorry, I must have missed it. Did we say where you're based out of yet?
We're from Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah.
Baltimore. Okay. As far as like the studio, what kind did you guys? Did they do reamping, or did you guys track anything live, or what were you doing on like the?
Oh
the
man, so we just retrack everything pretty much like on man. Well, at first we had the Gojira tone was when we first went in there. We went in there.
There it is.
Yeah,
There it is. Sorry.
That's what it was. It was the Gojira tone, but that's not what's in the actual recording. I gotta ask Kylan because the day he decided what amp we were gonna use for the official recording,
It's that Diesel.
I wasn't there. The Diesel.
Yes.
Diesel. Okay. Nice.
Okay.
I like that.
I bet that's what it was. Yes.
I like that.
The Diesel, because it had to.
So
running. Man.
Yeah, running joke on this show is we're always going to get at least one group every week that uses the Gojira plugin.
Oh man, but we did that as the starting tone. That was the starting tone for tracking everything, just because.
Sure. Because it's a great starting tone. So that's pretty cool though. Reamping in that. What are you guys playing? Sevens or
7
6
strings?
strings?
Yeah.
Sevens. What kind of tuning are you guys using on that?
A flat.
A flat?
Yeah.
I like G sharp
that.
better, but yeah, that's okay. Lame joke. Sorry. How about drums? We track drums live, or do a little bit of hybrid, or what?
So there's a little backstory to this actually. I joined about 2 weeks before they hit the studio with this. I was sent all the tracks, and I was asked if I could live track these tracks in 2 weeks at the studio, and just with the time frame and everything else I had going on, that was not feasible. So I went in and did MIDI drum edits and actually just sent them over the MIDI, and we made last-minute adjustments to velocities and quantization and all that in the studio, just so everything matched up just as perfect as we needed it to be.
Heck yeah. I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody does it.
Yeah, yeah, especially if you're going for a modern
does that.
sound. Yeah, if you want a modern sound, dude, it has to be perfect across the board on all your instruments. And I personally, even if the drummer, obviously you as a drummer, you can play it all perfectly fine, I'm sure, and you're probably really tight as well. But there's definitely no shame in just letting the MIDI come through on the recordings and just making sure that it's pristine so you guys get that super modern tight sound.
And I mean, also nowadays, even if you do live track drums, they'll sample replace most of the shells anyway. So you're basically getting live cymbals with samples.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this is true.
How about playing live? What are you guys using when you're playing live? As far as like the guitarists and stuff go, what are we using?
I'm running an Axe-Fx 2.
Okay.
That's just my tone. Yeah, I just have my own little built tone on that.
Are you going straight in, or are you using a power amp?
At one point we were using I was running a power amp to a cab, but then just for convenience, I just run DI most of the time, because we already have like tone changes set up on this computer, so I can like change my tones on my have automatic tone changes. So. Oh yeah. Yeah. So less. Our setup isn't like ideal yet, but just less wires is the better. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I got. I do like a hybrid rig, so I always run like an amp, but I've got I use a Fractal FM3.
Okay.
So when I'm playing live, that's running all my like MIDI changing for the amp and all my effects and stuff. And then when I'm doing stuff at home, that's all my sounds. It's just I love the options I have with the Fractal.
Dude, I want to get
one pedal board. Yeah.
I'm trying to get the Mesa power amp is what I'm trying to get.
Mesa's good.
Oh yeah, Mesa power amp, one of the
It's heavy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used it. I used it when my friend had one. He had an Axe-Fx 2 with a Mesa power amp.
Yeah.
I played
that thing was heavy, bro.
Yes. And
I will.
And he had the periphery. He had a periphery cab. The cab that the guy from Periphery actually owned. He let me use it. So that was pretty tight. That thing sounded disgusting.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Well, Bo, while you find a question,
how about bass player? What's up?
While you get this next question queued up, I do want to play a little bit more of that track real quick because now that they let out all their little secrets on how they recorded it, I kind of want to let everyone hear some of it again, and hopefully it'll stew up some more questions too. But I want to get that song back in everyone's head because there's also another point I'm gonna allude to whenever it's my turn. So here we go. Let's listen to the beginning of this.
Now here we go again. I hope you know you're the recipe to my disaster, and I just barely dodged the bullet. Things change, but you don't understand. I've got a fire inside that's just like she's such a bitch inside of a clever disguise. Where's the fact I know you watch me play? I stay away to share mistakes, just to have them look my straight back in me. Quoted me like a beautiful disaster. Wrong chase anything you're pointing after. I won't be shouldered again. I want you ruin my life. I want you better, my friends. This is where we say goodbye. Say blow a kiss, close your eyes, waving up to the sky.
All right, yeah. So there was a really important reason why I played that beginning part, and I'll go into it more. But one thing the other reason I really wanted to play it, I think everything we just talked about, the drum tone choices, the guitar plug-in choices, and your bass plug-in choices, you can really hear some with some very good clarity there, all what each instrument is putting out tone-wise. So I really wanted to play that segment again. So I like all the choices you guys went with, because a lot of bands, I don't want to say the different people in the band get a little selfish with their tones, but it's true. Some people like a tone so much that they're willing to sacrifice the overall sound of the track as a whole. But I think you guys' choices complemented each other very well. And especially in that segment, it is super clear. Like, I can literally, if I want to focus in on the bass, and I hear the bass. If I want to focus in on the drum tone, I can. If I want to focus on the guitar tone, I can, and I can pick it out of the mix. So super awesome choices, and just it was just mixed and mastered really well. But with that, Bo, I'm going back to you. I got more to say, but I just wanted to put that real quick.
Real quick, what's the bass situation like live now that you got a bass player again?
So I run a nice little LTD studio bass through Helix.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just used a couple tones that I found on the database for that Line 6 has set up, and kind of tweaked it to my liking. Added a little bit more crunch that way. Like he's saying, you can, like, if you wanted to, you could pick my tone out from the rest of the show, or you could just let it be drowned out like a normal bass.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's solid too. Are you guys doing like in-ears and stuff live, or?
No.
No?
I'm the only one
drummer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But you guys are already kind of set up to start moving to that direction if you want to. So, I mean, that's kind of the benefit of having what you guys have set up. So, I did notice, we didn't talk about it yet. You know, we got a lot of kind of back and forth with the guitarist and the singer on the vocal part of it too, which is always really fun. Especially, I mean, you guys are kind of doing some neat little kind of polyrhythms almost on the guitar, and doing some really kind of fun stuff on that. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm hearing a lot of like single coils and stuff going with that too. I mean, that's just kind of fun and impressive, like seeing the guitarist jumping in on that stuff. Yeah. Seeing the guitarist jumping in on that stuff, man. I mean, I do backup vocals, you know, for what we do. And when you start getting into those complex rhythms, doing it live that's a bear. So, that's pretty fun. But, tone wise, yeah, I mean, you guys the tone is cool, the vibe is cool, the video is really cool. Did you guys use like a production company for that, or?
We used our homie Brendan McGathery. Am I saying his last name right, Chris? Somebody help
think
me?
so.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
honestly, dude, like he's like blown up in the past, like I want to say like couple months. Like he's currently been shooting all of If Not For Me's tours. So their last tour with like Electric Callboy and stuff. Currently
Nice.
like the Europe tour, like he shot all the photos for them. So we kind of like found him before he started doing that. And now he's like impossible to get hold of. So who knows, like. Who knows what our next video will probably be shit because it's not Brandon, but
I mean, the video really kind
And
of
he did a lot
matches
of
the energy
photography.
of the
Man, the
song.
photography that he takes of us is sick too.
Yeah, he also does like all of our recaps for our shows. So like the last tour we went on with Exit Wounds and Fight from Within, like he did video recaps for like 4 out of 6 of those shows. Any show we play at home, he does video recaps for. He's just a homie, you know, like, and he's been like a big supporter of the band since it started. Like he's one of the ones that's been like, hey, like you guys are special, like you should, like this is awesome, I believe in it. So yeah, he's just like one of the people that's always been like lifting us up. So definitely shout out to Brendan. If you guys need any type of photos, can I plug him here? I'm gonna plug him. Definitely
plug him.
Yeah. Brendan McCaffrey, Petropath Photography. That's him on Instagram. He's the man, dude.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Shameless plug here is I'm actually we just got notified that we're playing a show with Exit Wounds in September here in Indy.
Nice.
Indiana. So,
Can I tell you that I fell in love with them on tour? They are so good live, and they're just like such a solid group of dudes. Like they're awesome. Bo's the man. Like I love that band. They are so legit. They're so great.
Nice. I mean, that's what it's all about too. Like when we talk about playing shows and stuff, that's why I'm an old guy. I did this stuff back in the early 2000s, and I'm getting back into it now. So I'm like, you know, I just turned 39. I'm an old man. But that's what it's all about to me. Is just like getting out there, getting your music out there that you want to get out there, and playing shows with people, and just like meeting all these like ridiculous people that you would never meet. You know, like especially on the band side is different than like the fans and stuff, but just hanging out with these bands when you're going around doing these shows and stuff, and just having that like time with these people that you would never have met ever. You know, it's pretty wild.
Dude, absolutely. It's all about making memories, right? So like, I think it's awesome, man.
So very cool. I'm going to turn it over to Forge now. I think I've talked enough.
Oh man. You did great. So good segue. You know, that's one cool thing I like to bring up in some of our shows, mostly because I'm still surprised that I'm here saying, hey, this is season 3 of Banging Wednesday. I thought I was going to do like 1 or 2 shows and never continue it. But, you know, we've had all these bands from all over the world. You know, we've had international bands show up on the show. And, you know, like Bo here, they come on and we listen to their tracks and, you know, talk. And next thing you know, like Bo and them playing with Exit Wounds. We had another band that picked up some gigs with Convictions while they were on tour. We had another band that went on tour with August Burns Red recently. So it's just been super cool that like they come on the show and they don't have a whole lot going on. And then the next thing you know, they're hanging out with the big dogs, playing the big shows. So it's just really cool to see that evolution over the time. So that's really cool, and definitely grass to you, Bo. That's awesome. But back to these guys. So again, I played those particular clips that we played because when you guys first came on, you guys made it very clear that you were incorporating all sorts of subgenres. And I think within those few clips, I probably heard about, I'd probably say maybe five different subgenres in just those 2 short clips. So I think you were being very honest. You hit the nail on the head with that description, especially in this first clip we played where I said it got really clear. Definitely heard some, I would say maybe some gent.
I would say it started with that Latin vibe. That because that was what it initially was. Because he said that's what I did, at least described to him. Like the specific sound he's going for, that bam, 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 and then having that go throughout the whole song, kind of like, or at least keeping that vibe, I guess. And then,
but you also incorporated some pulls,
it,
some bends.
What is it?
Yeah, then you threw in some bends in there, which kind of gave it that kind of like that genty kind of feel to it as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely a prog kid at heart. I'm not gonna lie. Like favorite bands, Intervals, plenty. Like those are my inspirations for sure.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's something I've said in other shows, and I feel like it does separate good bands and great bands. And I like picking on Tool all the time because I just love picking on Tool. So Tool, amazing band, amazing musicians, right? And they write some catchy shit, but I don't want to hear the same damn riff for 6 minutes straight on repeat. You know what I'm saying? So great band. They made more money than I'll ever make in 10 lifetimes. Great. But with you guys specifically, because you were incorporating all these different subgenres and you were able to transition between all of them in a very cohesive manner, it takes you on, like we like to use the word journey, from start to finish. I don't get bored with the song. It's not like, okay, well, here's that same riff again. Oh, well, here's that variation on that same riff again. It was just different all the way through. It didn't get boring. It didn't get stagnant. And for me, that's what makes good songwriting. Granted, you can keep it, pretty simple and repetitive throughout, and it'd still be a great song. But then this is just a personal preference. I prefer transitions and going on that journey. That's something I love, and I think you guys nailed it. And again, just back to who you had help you mix and master and the tones you chose. This is a great track. It really is. And with that said, I'm using that as a segue. Why don't you guys tell us where you want everyone to come and find you guys so we can listen to this track and other tracks you guys have?
Spotify. That's like the easiest place to find all our music right now. Just Sanctuaries on Spotify. You'll know it's us. We're all wearing booty shorts and hugging each other, so it's a great. You'll definitely know it's us. Yeah, we got a whole EP on there. Links to like our YouTube and stuff are on there, so you can check out these videos. The YouTube is just Sanctuaries. If you type that up, that's usually like the first thing that comes up when we type Sanctuaries in. So, but you can check. We got like 3 music videos on there for 3 singles. And you can follow us on Facebook too. That's like where we're most active right now. We're going through like some management and changes and stuff like that. So like the social media stuff is kind of getting like tossed around right now. So, but right now, like Facebook is like the best place to find us. We'll be releasing some new songs soon. Yeah, and at Power Plant Live, there'll probably be some live videos of that. That's this Saturday. So yeah, definitely Spotify, Facebook. That's where to find us.
Hell yeah! And with that said, we're just getting all these nice little segues. It feels like I planned all this stuff. But with that said, if you, for whatever reason, lose your little black book that you're keeping all the notes in to find this band, remember they are going to be on the Bang Wednesday Spotify playlist. I'm going to have them added later on this evening. And you can go there. You can find this band, click on their band, and it'll take you to their Spotify. So be sure to go find the playlist, add it, listen to it. And one cool thing about this show is this isn't a one-hit wonder show. We had these guys on. Hopefully, whenever they start releasing some new music, they'll come back and we'll listen to some more tracks with them. So just please keep that in mind that this band can come back whenever they want. So you guys just need to keep in touch with me. And with that said, I'm going to open the floor up for you guys. If you guys want to plug anything else or say any other words before we move on to the next segment, now's a good time for you guys to do that.
Yeah, I think I'm good, bro.
Yeah, and I think follow our Instagram as well. Yeah, like our Instagram is just Sanctuaries Band. If you ever want to keep in contact with like shows, any updates for shows or anything like that, you'll find them on our Instagram page as well.
Hell yeah!
Definitely follow Dark Star Media too. That's the owner of that. That's our management team. So definitely check them out. Like they book all our local shows and most of like he's the guy that like works with everybody for like all our out of state stuff as well. So definitely follow them as well.
Hell yeah. And again, another good segue. Please do the same for the show, everyone. Find Banger Wednesday on all the social media platforms. Please follow us. We're even on TikTok. So please come find us, follow us, show love for all these bands and the show. We greatly appreciate it. And, with that said, I really want to thank these guys, Zach, Mikey, Sean, and Chris with Sanctuaries for hopping on, sharing this track with us, and just giving us this deep dive into the track. Honestly, guys, you guys did an amazing job on it. It was a great way to start the show. And we would love to have you guys back. So please keep in touch. And, with that said, want to remind everyone, if you are watching on any of the platforms and you want to call in, make sure you get on the Riverside app and find the show. You can call in and talk to us, and we can hopefully these guys stick around. So if you happen to miss their portion to ask questions, just get on later, call in and say your questions for Sanctuaries. We'll circle back to them if they're still hanging around with us. And with that said, thank you guys again. And we're going to go to Bo. We're going to introduce a new little segment in the show. I haven't come up with a cute name for it yet, so right now we're just going to call it like Metal News or some shit. And Bo's going to tell us what's going on out in the metal world, and hopefully we learn something. If not, it'll be a great way to kill time.
All right, Forge said I get 5 minutes to do this, so we're gonna rattle these off, and please keep in mind a lot of what I'm gonna say is joking. First off, this is a serious one. New single from Forged by Titans, Forge's band, dropped like 2 weeks ago, and it's a banger. So everybody needs to go listen to that. It's not on the playlist yet, but you should just go ahead and throw it on there.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got a new single and an album coming from Offspring, from The Offspring. I haven't listened to the single yet, but I'm a very, very long time Offspring fan, so I had to throw that out there. Lamb of God just did a reissue of Ashes of the Wake and a re-recording of Another Nail for Your Coffin with Kubla Khan and Malevolence as like guests on the song. And that song is freaking amazing, so you can check that out. We got some fun stuff. We got Mayhem Fest drama. So Mayhem Fest this year basically turned into a metalcore festival instead of a like death metal festival as it usually has been. And there's a lot of uproar about that. But if you actually look through the lineup, it's a freaking amazing lineup. So that would be a really cool one to go to, me being a giant metalcore fan, but a lot of people aren't happy about that. We got some Bad Omens drama. I wouldn't really call it drama because this is pretty serious. If you've never listened to any like interviews with the singer, he has a lot of mental health issues that he goes really deep into about how much he's struggled in the past. He's having mental health issues because all he does is tour. So they've had to cancel basically everything indefinitely while he's trying to figure himself out. And a lot of people are upset about that. I'm not. Take care of your health. Take care of your mental health. It Dies Today. I got to pull this one up. So this one is actually pretty wild, and I wish there was a way I could get up to this one. It Dies Today is celebrating 20 years of the Cardiff Choir CD with a special one-off show in New Jersey on October 26th. With Walls of Jericho and 18 Visions. That's going to be ridiculous. That's one of my OG all-time favorite CDs because I'm an old guy. Falling in Reverse has dropped 2 singles since we had our last episode. The first one, Ronald, has a pretty neat little feature of Tech Nine, and then we've got about 5 seconds of Alex the Terrible. For some reason, he's on the track just for another name. I don't know. The song doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's got some cool parts.
They needed someone to voice the demon in the video. If you watch the video, they just need someone to voice the demon.
For 5 seconds, yes.
Yeah.
Come on. Yes. He also just released All My Life with Jelly Roll. And we're just not even going to talk about that song because I tried to listen to it. I tried, and no.
But did you watch the video?
So I tried to watch the video while I tried to listen to the song, and I couldn't do either one. Both were just. I'm not even going to get into why I don't like it, but it was just not for me and very pandering, I think. So
all you need to know is they made like a few $1 million off of it. That's all you need to know.
Oh, they'll probably be able to retire a country off of that song. And that's probably also why I don't like it. But good for them. Make your money. Also, another one we're going to talk about for 2 seconds is Baby Metal did a song with Electric Callboy. I still don't understand the Baby Metal thing, but I love Electric Callboy. But I don't get Baby Metal. I don't understand it. So, yeah.
They're cute.
That's the news in less than 5 minutes.
Hell yeah.
You're
Good
welcome.
job, man. Speed Racer Bo. Well, again, I got to come up with a good name for that. And Bo, honestly, we'll probably give you some more time with that. But, I had no clue how tonight was going to go and how crunched we would be for time. But we're doing great. You did great. And great topics you picked out. I did like all those. But So with that said, thank you again, Bo. We're going to move on to the next band for tonight, and also the last band tonight, Pathologic. I got Mitch and Josh in Riverside with us. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about your band and the track we're about to listen to, and I'll get it queued up in the background.
Hey, what's up? I'm Mitch. Once again, this is Josh. He does vocals.
Yeah, I'm the vocalist.
Yeah, I'm the guitarist. Our other guitarist couldn't join us, but we're from North Carolina. We're what we call, I guess, what people call newcore, metalcore with a lot of new metal influences. The song you're about to listen to. Clearly, it's a more Azalea influenced type of track, but there's also like little hints of like new metal flair in there and stuff. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Hell yeah, I have that queued up. And again, guys, if you happen to be watching on any of the platforms or just listening on any of the platforms, this is a YouTube video. So if you want to put your eyes on the screen, now's a good time to do so we can check it out. Again, this is Pathologic, and we are listening to Isolate. Here we go. All right. Whew. That was an intense track, man. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting that. So this round we're going to go to Bo first, but I do want to ask a question. You guys kind of classified yourself. You said what? Newcore? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Right. And I definitely see why, because it definitely reminds me of a ton of new metal, which was the thing back in the day. But amazing sounding track. I'm gonna leave it at that because I want to let Bo get his 2 cents in before I steal all of his thoughts. Go ahead, Bo.
All right, so we got to get my stuff out of the way real quick. So guitars, what are we doing? What kind of tunings are we using on guitars? We're going like 7 strings, 8 strings on that one? That was low.
7-string drop G, which I'm really surprised that we were able to play a song that fast and that low of a tuning and it still be like clear and not sound like shit.
Yeah. I mean, what gauge strings are you using on that?
I think right now I'm using like 70 or 72 on the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Big boys.
Yeah.
What do we do for this recording? Was this more DIY or studio? I can't remember. It's been a while. I can't remember what you guys were doing.
We went to like a small studio.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're actually working on more tracks right now, which are going to be self-produced, and then we're just going to send them off to get mastered and everything.
Okay. What were you doing in the studio? What were you doing for like your amps and the bass and stuff?
Well, it was all VST, all of it. I'm not even sure exactly what heads that were in that program the producer was using. I'm pretty sure at one point he said it was like an Engel Fireball or something.
Okay, I can see that.
But we had a lot of it was a lot of like he would send us a mix and we would tell him what to tweak because his studio is like an hour and a half away from us and some of us have families, so it's hard to like get up and go all the way up there and stuff like that. So we were some tweak guitar tones, like if we wanted more low end, more grit, whatever.
Yep. You have any ideas when you're gonna kind of start doing it on your own? You have any ideas what you might use for that for yourself?
Honestly, some of the guitar tracks I've been recording, I've done I'll do like 3 tracks for like each one, and I've actually used one track has a 5153 on it, and then another one has actually a Krankenstein, and then the other one has one of the Revs. And I was actually surprised at the tones I got out of those because I remember when those amps came out and I wasn't too high on them, but using them through VSTs, I've actually sounded really good.
So I don't have them in this room right now. I got a show Friday, so I had to move them out of the basement. So the 4x12s that I use when I play live are crank cabs. So a Krankenstein and a crank rev cab.
Yeah.
I just swapped out a couple of the speakers in both of them. And then my main heads are actually rev. So I got a Mark I rev generator, and then I got the new 50-watt generator, and that thing's amazing if you put 6L6 tubes in it.
Yeah.
But revs, I think revs are super underrated, and the crank cabs are just so crank in general is kind of underrated because it just kind of fizzled out so hard.
I think it was the time it came out too, because the age I was when it came out,
no one knew how to use amps back then.
Well, I wasn't old enough to appreciate the sound of a good tube amp, and it was just I'll just use this Metal Zone pedal or whatever. So
God, Metal Zone.
Yeah. But the crank cabinets, everything crank made, I think people just didn't understand how to use them.
Right.
And the cabs are better than the Mesa cabs that I had. I ended up selling my Mesa 4x12s because I like the cranks so much. They're heavy. They're very heavy.
Oh yeah.
What?
Actually, my live rig right now is a 5153 head, and then I actually bought a. Do you remember Basin?
Yeah. Yep.
Actually bought a basin cab for like $300, and
I was gonna say you can find those cheap as
Yeah,
hell on
and
Facebook all day.
it's an oversized cab built out of birch
Yep.
plywood, and I actually took the legends that were in it out of it and put in
Yep.
2 V30s and 2 of the Mick Thompson DV77s.
You said it. Yep.
Yes.
That's I think that's the best cab. So my orange 2x12 back here, that's what that has.
Yeah.
And then one of my crank cabs has the DV7 and V30s.
I
didn't really like the Legends as much, but the DV7s and V30s as a combo,
Yes. It cuts through a mix really well.
Yeah, it's huge.
And those
So I like
DV77s, they added so much more weight to the cab. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. It's such loading and unloading that thing, but like,
Yep. But,
I love it.
I mean, you talk about that again. One of the reasons I got the crank 4x12 is the same as what you got that bassoon cab, or bassin, however you say it.
Mhm.
I mean, I got mine almost spotless for like $400 each off of Facebook. Like, I mean, they were like pristine. People just don't want them.
Yeah,
so,
and they look beautiful too.
Yeah, yeah. I actually saw one like a basin cab like a half hour away from me for, again, $300. Like this morning, I think it popped up on my Facebook feed. So that's kind of funny you said that.
Honestly, it's a good cab to have. Like, for as cheap as it is, and it's the same size as a Ricto cab.
Yeah.
So I love it.
What are we doing like for bass tones on?
To be honest with you,
again, just the producer on this one? Or?
yes, but at the same time, like when he sent us mixes back, I would like send back notes saying like, hey, more low end, turn up the treble, because like I came up whenever I straddled the new metal era and the metalcore era.
Yeah. You want that clanky sound?
Yes, and like just tell them to add more like grit to it and stuff like that.
Yeah. What do we do? Do you guys have a bass player for live, or do you guys play live at all?
Yes. But like right now, we're actually going through some member changes. So
okay,
he's no longer with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who all do you guys have as a group right now? You got singer, drummer, guitarist, or what do you got going?
Yes, and we singer, drummer, guitarist, and the other guitarist. He was on here last time with us.
Okay.
But yeah, we actually have a new drummer. Working on a new bass player. We got a couple people coming down. So but yeah, our former bass player. You should check out his band Fear Illusion. They're actually really good. So yeah, and he's 16.
Okay.
He's 16, and like that band is amazing.
Yep. Well, so I mean, one of my biggest things when we were trying to find a couple members here and there was just to get music out there, especially with what you're throwing out there. Mm-hmm. That will make it so much easier for you to like fill in those little pieces.
Yes.
I mean, there's going to be, you're going to have a lot of people that will like that, and even just people that can kind of pay, like I know guitar players that just have a bass because they're like, if I ever find a project that I like, I'm just going to go play this for them if they need, I mean, that kind of stuff pops up all the time. So you're not going to have a hard time finding members for it. So
it's been a lot easier to find people.
Yeah.
Because we have actual representation of what we do.
Yeah. Absolutely. Have you guys played shows or anything, or I don't remember?
Yeah, 11 shows total. Yeah, we've played 11 shows total since last March. But
okay.
We had to turn down a lot of shows due to like member changes, conflicting schedules, stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, I mean, when it's hard to explain to people, like when you're not 20,
mm-hmm.
and like everybody's got families, everybody's got careers and stuff like that. Like we're all just trying to like play a show here and there. We don't have time to play mini tours and shows every weekend or anything like that. Like sometimes we struggle just to like find one show or like at least like a practice or two a month.
Right.
Like that we can all get together as a band. So that's a big struggle.
That's something we're working toward right now.
Yeah.
We get our lineup established and everything. Trying to do at least do little mini runs, a week or two here and there.
Yeah. For us, just coordinating that one a month is always kind of like a lot. Right now we're trying to balance that with getting into the studio as well and trying to meet up for practices and stuff like that. When you got one of us that drives, I drive an hour, and we got a member that drives about a half hour, and we're kind of spread a little bit and trying to coordinate stuff. We always have big gaps here and there.
Well, we're pretty good about getting up at least once a week. Depending on usually depending on if anybody's sick or going on vacation or whatever.
Yeah. The sick part during the winter, you always know someone's gonna get sick, and it's gonna throw you off for 2 or 3 weeks before people can get back together.
I think we all passed around the same thing over the course of a month and a half.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Now, how about tracking drums? Did we track drums, or did we just kind of program the drums while you were kind of membership changing on that?
Well, those two, Isolate and our last track, Swarm, the MIDI tracks, and what we did was we just had put a mic in the middle of our practice space, played through the songs, took to the studio, and he just put them in as its own audio track and just went through and even help fix tempo changes, because we do a lot of fast and slow, stuff.
Yeah.
And just put it all in there, and then started building the drum tracks from there with a MIDI track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Vocals, so I love the videos like this that are kind of interesting, lyric videos, basically.
Mm-hmm.
For someone like me, I can't always pay attention to the actual vocals and try to figure out the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
So with my ADHD, I like having them in front of me so I can actually see what it is.
Same here.
I just get lost in the music. But I mean, vocals, I'll let Dom dig into the vocal part a little bit more. But just here, are we doing one vocalist, or we kind of get a little bit of extra here and there?
It's all this guy right here. Yeah, just one.
Okay, I mean it's a really great range too. I'll have to go. I gotta go back and listen to the other track from the playlist plug. But
you should hear the new track we've been working on. This guy does some fry screams that'll melt your fucking face off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the range is just great. That's one of my favorite things about the newer music now is the range of screamers, and singers.
Yeah.
Being able to just have all these different little tools at their disposal. You can go on YouTube and learn how to do a new type of scream in an hour, and practice it. So the range is really fun, and that's why I think it kind of lets, when you have this age of insane musicians, guitarists, drummers, and stuff like that, the vocalists really have to kind of fight to stay in that picture a little bit, and that's what you call it more new core. I mean, come on, we all of us went through massive metalcore phase at some time, at some point in time. That's a lot of our gateway drugs into this kind of music. I mean, hell, I've been listening to last week, and all I did at the gym was listen to System of a Down and go off a playlist for that. But I mean, it's another one of those things. I keep on saying it, but right now is just such an incredible time for all heavy music. That everything came back. You talk one of the biggest bands out there in our kind of genres right now, Spirit Box. They're a new core band.
They to me are gent metalcore Evanescence in a way.
Yeah. But I mean, you talk about the riffs and stuff. They're just complex new metal, basically. Really, when you think about it, I mean, that's what it comes down to. A lot of us take a lot of inspiration from that stuff because it was fun music. I mean, that's why
another band that I'm super into that really kind of influenced me wanting to go toward more of an a new metal sound as well was Alpha Wolf.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I love Alpha Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, them and Amir's like newer stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean that genre, is another one that has come back with a vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get your music into a giant audience of people that just like that style of music. So I'm happy to see you guys again on the channel and everything. And
thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Another killer track. So I'm gonna turn it on to Dom for a little bit and yeah, it was a great track and a really I love the video.
Oh, thank you. It was somebody. We sent him a
Devoured Designs.
Yeah, and
okay.
I actually got that picture by doing AI. So like,
nice,
yeah.
Nice.
So,
Forge got something to say.
Yeah, so real quick before we go back to Dom, get your questions ready. I do want to play another little snippet of that track we listened to just to kind of get those juices flowing again. This is a great track. I want to check out a segment of it again. I picked a random segment, so I'm just going to play it back for you guys. All right, Dom, go ahead. I'm going to let this kill that. There you go, Dom. I just wanted to get the juices flowing again. What you got?
Heck yeah, juices flowed. Awesome song, guys. Really. You guys said As I Lay Dying was kind of like at the beginning. Was that who you said it was kind of like a As I Lay Dying new metal?
Yeah. Like, and me and the other guitarists, huge As I Lay Dying fans. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys freaking nailed it. I mean, seriously, it's not As I Lay Dying. It's unique in its own aspect, but it's freaking sick, dude. And it's heavy. I guess first kind of segue question: how long you been doing vocals, man?
I started doing them when I was 14, and I stopped when I was about 17. And I made a random band mix profile in 2019. And this guy hit me up in late 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, late 21, and I joined them in 22. And we started playing shows in 23, so, I'm on and off for, 10 to 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, man. I guess for anybody who's watching who's maybe just kind of stumbling across, would you say, those screams, and primarily, I mean, you have some vocal fries in there that are freaking sick, but a lot of false chord, would you say?
Yes, a lot of false chord. I'm going to be real honest. I'm good at what I do, but I don't know a lot of terminology for what I do. I just do it. So, vocal fries, I know them really well because I actually had to learn them recently. I couldn't do them prior years. I'd say I've been doing vocal fries for only about a year and a half.
Hell yeah, man. How do you learn? Is it just, I know Poke and I alluded some YouTube videos because, I mean, there's so much stuff out there these days.
What I started learning with years ago, and I still go back to it from time to time, is Beneath the Sky 7861. So, I mean, if you ever heard of that band, they were around the time of Wretched and, Winds of Plague. So those bands are really what got my vocals to where they are today.
All right. Well, did you say you kind of started out just by emulating different bands, kind of singing along and trying to kind of emulate that sound?
Yeah. Beneath the Sky 7861. I can't do it perfectly, but you almost can't tell a difference.
Hell yeah, man. So I guess I know you guys are going through a lot of the band changes and everything, but when did you guys first initially start? How did that end up happening?
I'm we're all basically from Shelby, North Carolina, and it's really hard to find like good solid members and stuff. And this has been like a project that's been worked on for like many years at this point. But as far as everyone coming together and like actually forming like a full band, it's been what, 3 years maybe?
Yeah,
3
about
years?
3 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I guess a question, because I mean, it can be pretty demotivating when you're having to make so many. You feel like you're getting the ball rolling, things are happening, you start playing shows, and then you have to make a band member change. Usually, it's not like, oh, we saw this coming. A lot of the times, it can be like, maybe you didn't click or health issues and stuff like that. Like, what has kept you guys motivated to keep going through with it and kind of fight through that? Those such big changes to lineup.
Honestly, just like the sheer like love of playing heavy music and like always wanting to be able to at least just play shows. Like, like it's not like we're setting out to like, oh, we're gonna be rock stars or anything like that. It's just we love to play heavy music and we love to like write music, and it's just that's the main thing that's kept us going.
That man said, for love of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah. So what are like some of your guys' goals right now? Is it just getting out, getting shows? Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, playing more shows and working on the current stuff we got, trying to get it for, I guess, further ready to be put out.
Yeah.
They're so close. We've got so many songs so close, ready to be put out, but we need to send them off to be mixed and mastered.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And the studio you guys see, like, so this one was, you guys going to go back to the same studio from this song?
No, I don't think we're going to go back to the same people, and the reason being is because they already have a lot on their plate as they have a band of their own.
Mm-hmm.
So it's between all the other bands, it's just we don't get things back as fast as we'd like, and we don't blame him for that. He's a very busy man. So it's in our best interest to go somewhere where we can put them out a little quicker.
Yeah, basically self-producing, recording it ourselves, and then like sending it off for mixing and mastering and all that. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Yeah, and I mean that'd be tough because I don't know how the scene is down there, but at least where I'm from, like you gotta travel a couple hours to go to a place that has someone who knows how to mix and master that music. Yeah, when you do find one, dude, it's like, well, yeah, I can book you out in 5 months. We're kind of booked out till then, and it's just, man, the freaking sucks.
Yeah, actually, we're looking into services to where all we have to do is send off our stems, and they can mix and master everything for us and send it back to us as a finished product. So, that's been our biggest worry, because like we can work Reaper, pretty decently, enough to like record a song how we want it to sound, but like as far as like mastering and all that stuff, like that is like way above my head. So yeah,
I understand. I ended up going through like Academy. I don't know if you've heard about that. That's kind of Joey Sturgis's, and so I did that for close to a year, and man, did that change like my ability to mix and master things. Like it teaches you the whole spectrum.
Yeah.
I think they even had like, social media stuff. Like you can learn a lot from that stuff. But even then it's like, there's guys who've been doing that for 15, 20 years.
Yes.
If we're trying to get music out right now, it's hard to be like, I need to go dedicate a couple years to learning this so I can how I want it to sound.
Exactly. So
yeah,
we're just trying to do the best we can with like, just VSTs and Reaper and stuff like that, Superior Drummer, and just like getting a song to a point where we like it.
Right.
Because another one of the frustrating things is like we didn't get to continuously go to the studio and work on the backing tracks that we wanted behind things. I kept having to like message back and forth with the producer, and like it's hard to convey like the sound whenever you're just sending it through messages and everything, and having to send examples and stuff like for example, if you listen to Isolate around somewhere around the bridge part, you can kind of hear it sounds like a hammer hitting an anvil.
Yeah.
And just trying to get that right. I don't know why. Like, I listened to Motley Crue's Wild Side, and I just love the way that sounds at the beginning with the hammer and the anvil and shit. So, but like, getting it to where how I wanted it to sound, like it was just a long, tedious process. Even just that little thing.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be such a freaking struggle, man. And as artists, all the time we're always faced with this thing, like, be just the littlest change.
Yeah.
Everything's good, and then a week later you come back with a different ear, and it's, well, this sounds like crap. This sounds like crap. I want to put this in. And it's just
Yes.
time just keeps stretching and stretching and stretching, man.
Yes. Yes.
So tell me about, again, like with all the band changes and everything, like, I mean, that could take its toll kind of personally. Like, how are you guys kind of managing your personal lives with the kind of goals you've set going forward with, wanting to play shows, start releasing music and stuff like that?
The former members that left, we haven't really had any contact with them for like, what do you think, about 2 months, something like that?
Yeah, roughly.
But, like me, the other guitarist, we have wives and kids. He has a girlfriend, or aren't you engaged? You engaged?
Fiance.
Yeah, fiance now. And we do pretty good about just making sure we handle all of our stuff at home, so we can actually like get together and practice and write and stuff. So, it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes, especially when you have kids and like they might have something going on at school, or something like that. But like we figure out how to make it work. So.
Awesome, man. And I think that really touches on your guys' point on why you do it, because you're not in it not like, you guys sound absolutely amazing, and we've said this on every show, but like the band before you and you guys, like every time we hear this, it blows us away, the amount of like just the artistic ability of so many people around the world, and how it just gets such little traction, whether it be on social media or Spotify, or you never get the listeners that should be hearing it, because they would love it. And like the new metal, dude, like the new core, like you guys are kind of, you're really branching off and mixing two genres really well. And there's a lot of people that would eat the hell out of this, dude. They'd love it. And it's just so hard to get some traction. And I know Forge's big reason for this was, to help give bands a voice, so they can start getting some traction out there a little bit, hopefully. But I mean, I love your guys' point, and I think that for me, that's the biggest takeaway from you guys is like, as Forge said, we're doing it for the love of the game. Like, you guys love what you're doing, you love making the music you're doing, and as you guys keep doing that and moving forward with that passion and that love for it, like, you guys are going to learn how to mix. You guys are going to learn the musical side. Like, as you kept kind of dabbling in that, like, you're only going to get better, because when you're passionate about something like that, and the goal isn't money or, fame or just trying to make it, like,
right.
Usually that kind of makes itself. So
something I'd like to add to that is like, I love having this guy in the band, just for the simple fact of like, I come from like loving bands like Korn and Deftones, and then even going forward toward like Tim LaBeouf of As I Lay Dying, a lot of lyrical content that is relatable, and it's not just like, no shade on anybody like who their thing is this, but it's something you can relate to, rather than vocalists just writing stuff to seem like heavy and brutal and like stuff like that. And like when this guy writes lyrics, you could tell like it's from his heart, and you can tell he's seen some shit.
I don't talk much unless it's behind a mic. So.
Yeah, he's the quiet guy. I feel bad for him a lot of time because he's in a band with a bunch of loudmouths, so big personalities.
Oh yeah, guys. Well, I'm gonna give it over to Forge now, but awesome, man. I'm both thank you guys for coming on and sharing.
We appreciate being on here, man.
Deep. Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, we love to hear it and hear the different motivations and things people have for, the reason why they're putting all this time and dedication into this and mastering their craft, because it differs. But it's refreshing to hear someone who's just like, man, it goes where it goes, and we're doing it because we freaking love this. So
I'm just happy to have stuff to show my grandkids one day. Like Grandpa, you slow the fuck down, bro.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and hop in now. And since you guys are being all serious and stuff, I'm gonna start off with a very, very serious question. I got a question because I can't remember. Was it North Carolina or was it South Carolina that was in the song "Something Carolina"? Come on and raise up, take your shirt off, twist around your hand, spin like a helicopter. Was that South or North Carolina?
Huh.
I don't even know. Was that like Petey Pablo or some shit?
What genre are we talking?
That was North. Oh, yeah, that was hip hop and rap. Yeah, it was North.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. No, that's what you guys. That's not really important. But like when you guys said where y'all were from, that was the first thing that popped in my head was that stupid song. But no, back to the real deal. Okay. Yeah. So new metal, new core. I really did hear a lot of the new metal stuff, and it reminded me of a few bands that I do want to touch on. Obviously, I did hear some things that were kind of reminiscent of some Slipknot-ish stuff, which is great. They're like prime new metal. And one other thing I really liked with your instruments was that there was for lack of a better term. So I'm not a music theory major either. So some of the terms elude me as well. But I like to call it the groove impact. The way guitars and drums and bass would hit on certain notes at certain times and that certain tone that would resonate. I hear that a lot in Rammstein did that. Static X did it in a lot of things. And even on some Mudvayne things. Yeah. And even Mudvayne had some cool little things like that. But that was one thing that was really cool. But one band I really wanted to touch on is a band that a lot of people probably haven't heard of. And I'm going to say the band name and see if it rings any bells to anyone. Motograter. Has anyone ever heard of that band?
Yep.
Okay. So history lesson, because Bo and Dom tell you I like to throw in all these little history lessons to try and make this an educational show. Maybe I can get some federal funding or something. But anyway, for those of you that don't know, Motograter, let's see, let me back up. Five Finger Death Punch, Ivan, the singer. He started off in the band Motograter. And believe it or not, a lot of you have probably heard of Motograter and just didn't know it. If you watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, I don't know, it was like 15 years ago, the one with Jessica Biel, they did the soundtrack. Yeah. So they did the soundtrack. They're in the credits on there. But anyway, it's a long way of saying that groove impact. So the cool thing about Motograter, and the reason why they were called Motograter, is because their bassist wasn't a traditional bassist. He invented this bass, and basically what it was like kind of like a workbench, and he had the bass strings stretched across it, and instead of holding a bass guitar, he would put his hands, kind of like you would play a steel guitar, it's like laying in your lap kind of, but it was on a table. He would put his fingers on the frets, and he had this metal rod or a hammer, and he would hit the strings, so it wasn't a pick. So they were getting this awesome this groove impact. So whenever he would hit that shit in time with the bass player, the drummer and the guitar player, it was just a very unique sound. They still exist today. They replaced Ivan with another guy, and believe it or not, I actually had the opportunity to open up for them with one of my bands way back when. But awesome band, check them out. You guys had some moments where it kind of reminded me of that impact that they got. So that was super cool to hear. And again, you guys were talking about mixing and mastering, and I'm just throwing this out there for anyone listening. If you want a little cheat for a small amount of dollars, and you're doing it yourself, there's a brand called iZotope. They do have a mixing and mastering tool, and everyone's like, well, yeah, that shit probably costs $200. Yes, it does. But tip and trick, if you go to the website, you can actually pay for a subscription, and it's only $15 a month, and you can get all these tools. And what's really cool is once you get to the mastering portion, there is kind of like an AI function. You slap it on, you tell it to listen to your track. It does some AI things, and it gives you kind of like a bass master, and then you can tweak it from there. I actually use that all the time. I decided not to mix and master my own stuff because for me, I just wanted to take it further than I could actually ever get it to. But that tool for a lot of people is perfect. So take a look at it, everyone, if you need something to help you mix and master. It's cheap, $15 a month, and you get an amazing product. But yeah, I said a lot. But I do want to come back to you guys because I want to hear where are some of the places we can go to check out your tracks and some of the other tracks.
Take us from Josh.
Spotify, YouTube,
Apple Music, Tidal,
any music platform that is. So,
yeah.
SoundCloud, even if you still use SoundCloud, I know a lot of people still use that. Mm-hmm. So, I just recently switched from SoundCloud.
Yeah, SoundCloud's still a very relevant platform these days, apparently. But yeah, man, I did go back and while we were talking, I did play one of your tracks on my end. You guys didn't hear it. I think it was Swarm was the other one you guys had, and I do remember that. Man, you guys have a really cool sound. That whole new core, new metal thing's making a comeback. We've had a few other bands on season 2 that brought a very similar style, and it seems to be on the rise, and they're being well accepted. So I think you guys got an awesome sound, and just keep hammering away at it and putting it out there. People are wanting to hear that style, so definitely keep doing what you're doing because you guys are on the right path for sure.
Some of the newer tracks that we've been working on, it's just been me, the other guitarist, his name's Tyler, by the way, and this guy. And honestly, I feel like we've had more fun doing that than we've had in a long while. So, they're one of our new tracks. So you're gonna find some funny things in it, but it still fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, for all those that may have joined a little late, we got Mitch and Josh here at Pathologic. They were previously on one of our other episodes of Banger Wednesday. I want to say maybe it was season 2, and we just listened to their track, and they brought a really cool new core feel, new metal, maybe borderline industrial as well. And it was a banger track. Yeah, there you go. Banger track for sure, man. And Bo, Dom, did I stir any other things you guys want to talk to these guys about?
Not really, but yeah, a little bit. Thank you everyone for. I'm just not trying to take up too much time, but really, thank you everybody for coming on. It's so awesome to hear the talent that's out there, and we have Last Band who just freaking had 5 genres, and you guys are mixing genres. The busy lives, busy schedules, full families, and still balancing all of that and creating freaking bangers. Love it.
Thank you. We appreciate the love.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and that's our guys from Sanctuaries chiming in as well. We appreciate them coming on too. Yeah, awesome. All right, with that said, again, I want to thank all the bands here for showing up, but I do want to do one real quick thing, because I told you guys there was a third segment we were going to do. Usually it'll be either a game to win merch, or we're going to do the Wish You Were Here series, which is exactly what we're going to do. So real quick, I do have a couple bands that sent me some tracks. They couldn't make it on the show, and they just really wanted us to play the track for them. So I'm going to grab one of those real quick. We'll play through it, and we'll probably just play it, listen to it, and move on, because we can't really answer any questions. But I will play it for them, and we will go ahead and add them on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. And if anyone does have anything they want to chime in on after the fact, just go ahead and let it rip. But with that said, let me go ahead and get that track up real quick. We'll roll through it real quick. And let's see here. The band is called The Last Chance, and the song is called BIFA. And I do not remember if this was an international band or a band based in the U.S. And you know what? Actually, let me just go ahead and throw this in for those of you that don't know. I listened to none of these tracks until the night of the show, so I have no clue what's going to happen whenever I play this. We may get like Rick rolled or maybe country. I don't know. So let's see what happens. And this is The Last Chance. Here we go.
I've been speaking with the silence, and he told me he don't know what you know about that madness. If it doesn't control you, do you wanna make me a present? So please leave me alone. So please leave me alone. I can feel the cycles creeping apart my skin. I've been in this nightmare before I fell asleep. Shadows around me, looking at me at night. The sun has set before I can't even realize. Using my last breath to find a reason why I run, but I never arrive. I never save. I need to get out of this place, and I fight, but I may not survive. But anyways, I can find a way to escape. I can find a way to escape. I can feel the cycles ripping apart my skin. I've been in this nightmare before I fell asleep. I can feel the cycles ripping apart my skin. I've been in this nightmare
Wonderful.
Yeah. So again, that was the band The Last Chance. Song was called BIFA. This was the Wish You Were Here segment. They wanted us to listen to the track, but they couldn't be here to talk about it. So, you know, we're going to leave it like that. If you guys are listening from The Last Chance in the future because you're watching this on YouTube, try and get back in touch with us so we can get you on the show and talk about it. Because I'm sure we have questions, but we can't answer them. Again, thank you guys for listening. But I will say this: they kind of reminded me a little bit of a mix between like some like Seven Dust and maybe like Fire from the Gods or some stuff. I don't know. I can't really put them in a bucket entirely, but that's what I got out of it. But with that said,
they were in. I think they were in fact international though.
Yeah, I was scrolling through and I saw it all, and it looked like Spanish, and it looked like proper Spanish. I think they're across the pond. So yeah, so again, just proof we get some international stuff on here sometimes. Again, I want to plug a few things because this is episode 1 of season 3. Again, we're doing things a little different. As you guys saw, we had a few bugs we had to overcome tonight, unfortunately, but we made it through. We will have clean, pristine versions of it on all the platforms, and we will release the audio version as a podcast. Also want to remind everyone to go find the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist, which all these bands are going to be on, and all the bands previously are on it. And that's one of the best ways for you to show love and support for these bands is by actually listening to their music, and no better place than to do it on Spotify. And also want to remind everyone with the new season, we do have some Banger Wednesday merch that rolled out, and just the other day we rolled out Banger Wednesday hats. So now we have hats, t-shirts, and hoodies. We would love for you guys to go check it out. Maybe pick one of them up. That it helps us pay for all these upgrades we do, and it includes Riverside. It helps us open these doors for bands as much as possible. So if you don't mind, take a look at it and maybe pick something up. If you do, make sure you post it on social media and tag the Banger Wednesday show. And we'd love to see you guys sporting your swag. And, you know, we got a few other things we'll be rolling out as the season progresses. So please keep showing up to the shows. We love having everyone on. So be sure to set your reminders.
Thanks for having us on, man. This is you guys are legit, man. This is good. It's good talking to you guys.
Yeah, thank you. And like we talked earlier, we are going to have guest hosts from other shows that do similar shows to come in, and you know, we're just trying to spread the word as much as possible and network. It opens up opportunities for the bands to meet other people. So ton of great things happening. We're super stoked about it. So be sure to keep tuning back in. Bo, Dom, either one of you got anything to say?
Great first episode to a new season. It's gonna be, I look forward to it. It's gonna keep getting better and better, and as we keep rolling out stuff, and as we're kind of going through different platforms here, getting hosts, getting more the podcast out there, the Banger Wednesday show. Hopefully we can, you know, get some traction to past shows, get traction, you know, ready for future shows, and hopefully, you know, one day have the dream where, you know, we bring unsigned bands on and, you know, they get a couple thousands and thousands of people to just at least to view their song and hear it and get that traction to Spotify and to their other plugs. Because, I mean, that's honestly the goal here. We're here because we love it, but we want to be there for you guys and get you guys' names out there and give you guys other opportunities. So, you know, stick with us as we keep growing and as this keeps moving forward, and you know, hopefully it keeps hitting big. Tell everybody, you know, tell everybody.
Yeah.
Then you know, hopefully we'll be if it keeps going this way, you know, we're going to be in a good spot and can hopefully make a big difference in being able to give traction and, you know, give some little bit of, you know, viewership and just constant fans and stuff to come to keep rolling through for people who like this kind of music. So
hell yeah. How about you, Bo? You got anything to say?
Great meeting you guys, Sanctuaries. Great having Pathologic back. Killer tracks, just, you know, good tracks, good people. That's what it's all about. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and being part of it. And happy to be back and happy to have Forge ask us to come back on this one. So hopefully we give another good season, and we'll be hearing a lot more from you guys too.
Well, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Yep. So real quick, I'm going to start wrapping this up with a bow. I do want to thank my boys, Dom and Bo. Make sure you check out Dom's band, Distance is Dead. And you know what, Dom? Why don't you tell them the new band that you're working with now, real quick?
A Day on Earth. Yeah, we played our first show back. I'm kind of newer to the lineup, but it's been we have a lot of stuff coming, and it's sounding pretty good. It's going to be very unique, kind of like a little bit of 5-genre mixing too. So we're pretty excited for that.
Yeah, so check out A Day on Earth and Distance is Dead with Dom. And also check out Bo's band, Elijah. They're doing some really cool stuff. They released some new tracks not too long ago, and I'm sure they got more coming down the road here soon. So be sure to check them out. And again, back to the two bands of the hour, Sanctuaries and Pathologic. Go find those guys, check them out. And another shout out to Jen Renee 1110 for helping me out on this end with monitoring some of these new platforms. And we all just living the dream, teamwork. And you know what? So for those of you I don't know, we'll always end the show with a track off the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. And I'm going to shamelessly take advantage of Bo here. He kind of mentioned my new track that just came out recently, and I added it to the playlist. So I'm just going to play it. Screw it. That way I don't have to go down the list and try and pick a random song. So we'll play Rebuild from Forged by Titans. And like we end all the other shows, be safe, keep banging your heads, and hopefully we see you next Wednesday. So here we go, guys. I'm going to play this last track, and we will see y'all later. Here we go. Oh, you know what? I could have been better prepared. I didn't even have it queued up, so that was terrible on my part. Totally dropped the ball. But anyway, here we go. This is Rebuild by Forged by Titans. Here we go.
I'm not hearing anything.
Where the beat at, though?
Can you guys hear it now? Nothing?
No, it's very quiet. I think you're very, very background.
Wow. See, look, I told you we were going to run into some bugs tonight, man. And, I always keep my word and deliver. So let's try it one more time. Let's see if I do this and do this and do this. Let me know if you hear noise now. Nothing. Wow. Oh. So let me tell you how I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm on the bet you should hear it now.
Remember the tears, you'll feel your strength that I feel. It's okay to fail, look at it cry, never look at your devil. Blow them off, yes, this is all yours, there are no others.
Put the franchise back in place. Never find that smile on your face. This moment is not the end. It's just a chance to begin again. The pieces will fit us
building more day by day. We're building better.
Stitch us how to repair and always the scars remind us why we are stronger than ever. Like a patchwork quilt, we show our colors and imperfections. Cover yourself in the strength and warmth of your warning embrace.
This is how you stare on the others. Recognizing it's the pain you feel. Remember the tears you feel to strengthen and heal. It's okay to be broken. It's okay to fail, okay to cry, never okay to give up. Broken pieces are spread all over. Blow them up, yes, this is how you stare on the world.
All right, good night, everyone. See you next Wednesday.